So you just ask questions and we'll answer them?
Yes. No worries. Would you like to take turns?
Yeah, I can do.
You go second. So can you just introduce yourselves for me first?
Okay.
I'm Derek from Hypnodisc. I'm Dave from Hypnodisc.
I'm Ian from Team Big Brother. Bigger Brother.
And could you just quickly tell me a little bit about what Robonerd is, what today is all about?
Robonerd is...
I haven't got a clue. Not really, no.
It's an opportunity for people who like robotics and robot wars and all that sort of stuff to get together and hang out. And there's beta weight competitions over there, ant weight competitions, and then there's all the old robots from Robot Wars on display for people to see.
I find it quite astonishing the enthusiasm for Robot Wars after such a long period of time since it was originally on TV.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I find quite interesting and surprising, really.
Well, it's a quarter of a century ago now when I started.
Well, and us as well, and we certainly look a lot older and are a lot older than what we were back then, aren't we? No, I think the only ones that actually look okay are the robots themselves. They seem to age quite well.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's changed is that you two now wear glasses, and I don't. It's because I always had bad eyesight, and my eyes have aged, and they've now got better because of the aging. Whereas yours, anyway,
Getting worse.
yeah. So, next question.
Do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, so we've got both of your teams here. The iconic fight between the two of you in Series 5, we had Hypnodisc versus Bigger Brother. What were your thoughts on that fight? It turned in the blink of an eye. You know, what do you think all these years on?
Well, do you want to kick off?
We knew Bigger Brother was such a manoeuvrable robot, and that's probably one of our main worries, is because you can get round the back of us where we're unprotected away from this. So we knew the maneuverability was good. Had a fantastic flipper on Big Brother. It's just a case of could we get some decent smacks in to immobilise him before you got that position on us. I think from what I remember, it's 20 years ago. So from what I remember, it was really cat and mouse on the actual fight, trying to who can actually get the weapon to impinge on the opponent. We got some really good bashes. I'm not too sure if that affected your steering, but as the sort of fight progressed, we seemed to get on top of you. But was that because?
No, what happened was that I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah.
We were just back from America, where we'd fought the Mauler in Las Vegas. And the Mauler's a big spinning drum thing with axes on it. And they're doing 150 mile an hour or so. And we drew him in the first fight. And one of the pit crew who were building the arena took pity on us and came over and said, "Here, have a bit of this." It was the arena wall.
That's where it came from, is it?
Yeah.
We wonder where that came from.
And it was the arena wall from BattleBots in Las Vegas. And so we cut it up and stuck it all over the robot. And then when Mauler came spinning out, so we just reversed into him. And the first hit, he broke. Went on out of control, went upside down, and so we saw Hypnodisc. We thought, aha, we've got the spinning robot killing plastic on the back, the polycarbonate. But it didn't quite work out like that.
Well, yeah, my memory of that fight was just how resilient Bigger Brother was. As Derek mentioned, it was a bit cat and mouse to start with, and then we were starting to get some bigger hits in, but I was just amazed at how resilient it was, and it just kept going and going and going, and I just got to the point where, what do we need to do to knock him out? And I think that was the point when you went whizzing down the arena to drop the pit. No, I think before that, I think we knocked your flipper off.
Yeah, at some point, I don't know how it happened, you managed to knock the rear pivot off the back of the robot.
Yeah.
And everything else was working fine, of course now it didn't work. And then at that point I realised that I couldn't flip you anymore, so the only thing I could do was get you down the pit. So I ran down to the end.
That's right, and I was screaming at Dave. I mean, the thing is, when you're in battle, you're very tunnel vision, and I think when you're really concentrating under quite a lot of stress, the sort of psychological, your hearing first goes. So I'm shouting at Dave, the pit's over, don't mind the pit like this. I was screaming at him, and he didn't hear me because he was so focused. And of course, he reversed down, can't notice the pit was and just reversed straight in. But one of the other guys on the actual TV crew said, "Oh, you'd won it. You know, why didn't you just stay at the opposite end? And you know, you'd have won it." But the name of the game is just to keep fighting till the end, really. I think we put on a good show.
Oh yes,
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
I think actually, without any false modesty here, that it's been voted the best road fight ever. It's pretty good, isn't it?
It was the most brutal and the most sort of continuous and ongoing. And I think almost shocking at the result in the end.
Yes.
Yeah, we were 99% there. And then it just, like you say, it flipped on a coin, didn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that was tactics on your part.
Yes, it was. It didn't help that Ellie was sitting beside me on the floor because there was a viewing foot level out of the podium that we were in, and she was looking out the box and going, "We're losing," which didn't help. But anyway,
It didn't help us as well. We could almost see the kids crying on the
that was his secret weapon. The kids there, and we thought, do we win?
Do you want to come across as
Make
bullies?
the kids cry. Make the kids cry.
So anyway, that's what happened, really. Wasn't it?
What was the reaction like in the pits? You know, when
Oh.
the result came in.
Oh, crumbs!
It was gasps. Like that. What happened?
Well, I obviously wasn't in the pits, but afterwards we went to be interviewed by Craig, and you clapped us. Actually, was it you?
It might have
I can't tell them apart.
I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But it was the punishment you took, and that last little bit of tactics to say, right, okay, this is our only chance, and it paid off. And that's what Robot Wars is all about: is taking the opportunity when you can.
Yes.
And you took it, and yeah, well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll give it.
Hey, you lads, that was a brilliant fight, and it actually changed my life in many ways because everybody saw it, and then people started phoning me. So Chris Reynolds of the BBC Biz Effects said to his team, if he can build them that much well, he should be building them for us. And so I got phone calls from everyone to make stuff for them. And so I went around the world on it. Literally, you know, China, all over.
And as they say, the rest is history, isn't it?
The rest is
And we
history.
are just history now, aren't we? Almost.
Well, I must say I haven't done the actual battling for a while. But
We haven't at all now. I think Series 6 was our last battle, and that's when we hung up the radio gear and haven't fought since.
Go out on a high. Go.
go out on a high.
Final question from me.
Yeah.
It's now been nearly 20 years since the original series got axed, but everyone's still friends. There's still so many people who still love the show, still watch it. How does it feel to you knowing that so many people who grew up with it still love it to this day?
Every time you come to an event like this, I think I said earlier, I'm just astonished. And I don't think you ever get over that, do you, really? The interest that continues for such a long period.
It is astonishing. And the other side is that we treated it like a sort of private club. And the BBC would pay for us to go to all these places and make films and put us in hotels and everything. And every time you went to the event, it was the same people. And it didn't matter where it was, whether you were in Glasgow or what was that place in Suffolk we used to go to, Lake and Heath, was it?
Lake and Heath, yeah.
Lake and Heath. Or if you went to San Francisco or Los Angeles or Las Vegas or Beijing or Shanghai, it's the same people all the time. It's amazing, really. I mean, you didn't get to China, did you? You thought about it?
Yeah, we thought about going to China, but we were just too busy to make that trip. Yeah, I mean, just going back to the question was, it is incredible that it's still got that popularity. I think the main reason that is it's not just the heavyweight competitions from the TV program. It's all the sub events in the lighter weight, lighter weight categories. That's where it's popular now, and it's because of those early TV programs where those new events have sort of sprouted from, and it's given more opportunity to more people to get into rubber fighting, which is it's a fantastic thing. That perhaps really kicked off, I don't know.
It is so much fun. Off the back of this fight, I got a call from Nesta, which is the National Endowment for Science, Technology and Arts, and asked if I'd like to be Professor of Robotics in Scotland. And I said, I live in Brighton, and they said, no worries, we'll fly you up and down. So they did for a year and a half. And I took Robot Wars into the school classroom, and they weren't known at the time, with ant weights. And I took radio kits at school, and the kids were building ant weights. And it's become so popular. They still do it at Techno Games in Scotland. I took a set of radio kit into a school only a couple of months ago. And they like 20 years on. It was just such fun.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat actually making something that then moves and does something.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that you can do on computers and just interface with the screen, but actually getting some hardware and actually make it move and competing with it is just fascinating. I think that's where the sort of the joy and the interest comes from, and that's why people get involved with it.
Yeah, it's a vindication of your ideas and your plans. If you win the first fight, then that's proved that you were on the ball. If you get
And anything more than win the first fight, that is a bonus.
absolutely, the only reason I don't like losing is that I don't get to have another fight. You know, that's the end of it. If you win, you go, oh good, I've got another go.
That's right, yeah, because you spent all those months preparing the machine. Yeah, you want to make the most of that time that you're in. Yeah, one fight isn't enough, 2 fights. You want to just keep going. That's sort of the payback on all your hard work, really. Over months and months of actually preparing the robot for fighting.
Yeah. So, all
Awesome.
done.
Yeah.
Yep, all done. Thank you so much for
Thank
that.
you very
thank
much.
you.
No worries. Thank you guys.
I hope that edits